I'm me, and I'm gonna do kind of like a grungy rainbow kind of moment. But no, so I should have done this because it's Tuesday, so I have today off. I was like, oh, I'll do my makeup at like 11:45 and then I'll do it at 3. Yeah, it's 3:37. This is the first time I've gone upstairs to do my makeup. So, only getting one look done today. But I'm hoping to do kind of like a grungy rainbow eyeshadow. I saw, I don't even have the original picture saved, but it's been not haunted my head, but it's in my head for months. Somebody had used the Rhode palette to do like a grungy rainbow. And that's so brilliant. And I don't have the original photo saved anywhere, but it's just been in my head for months. So I'm gonna attempt to do it. So yeah, but no surprise, since this is why I saw the look, I'm gonna go in with the Blunt Bunny X May Pang Rhode palette, 20 matte shades, artistry palette for face. So I'm gonna do my best here. And I can also tell you that I'm gonna hate how many brushes I have to clean, because that's always the case. But first, I think I'm actually gonna start off with the shade Humid, which is just black, and I'm gonna create a little wing. I'm sorry, I don't know where my mirror is, but I'm gonna create a little wing because since there's no like real purple in this palette, I'm gonna have to finish it off with that deep blue, so figure have a good stopping point. And then I'm also gonna drag this under a little. This is not gonna connect whatsoever. This is fine, everything's fine. Again, this is on me. I should have done this many hours ago. And I can also always kind of clean this up after, but I at least want like a starting point. I'm sorry, I'm really itchy all of a sudden. Also, I did have every intention of doing my makeup last night. Like, I had so much energy. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I got one of those blinding headaches that I've been getting recently, which is really funny because they've only been happening. Sorry, this looks like a really dark brown on like a low part of my eye, but I know it's not. At least it better not be. I don't know. But no, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my makeup, blah blah blah. And then I got one of those stupidly blinded migraines that I've been getting the past few weeks. They only usually happen on Sundays, but like this entire part of my head was killing me. And then my manager also texted me right after I took a gummy because I'm like, this is not going away. She's like, hey, do you want to come in tomorrow? She's like, I know you said you need hours. I'm like, girl, like I am in the middle of a medical crisis. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, I've been having a really bad migraine all weekend. I don't know what's going on. She's like, oh my god, I feel better. I'm like, and again, she knew that she was going to be alone all shift today since Friday. So why didn't she ask me on Friday when I would have been like, yeah, sure, I don't have any plans. I mean, I just don't have any plans, but I would have forced myself to do my makeup Saturday and Sunday if I'd known I had to work today. You know? But I'm not going to tell her that, so. And next I'm going to go in with a little bit of Mildew, which is the dark navy blue. Because again, not quite a total real rainbow, but like I said, a grungy little moment. Get that blended in. But also, this is one of the last, no, it's still going on next Tuesday, but this is also one of the last times the truck is going out before my father gets his surgery. We had to go pick up some of his meds yesterday because he got like a notification. He's like, I don't have any Humira ready. He's like, why do I have? And they're pre-surgery meds, so he has to take them at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then again at 11 o'clock p.m. I would like that to be known. He's usually in bed by like 9, so he's like, what do you mean? I have to stay up until 11 just to take pills. And especially because, I know, he's usually in bed by 9, but he'll be up by 5. His surgery is for 10 a.m. and he can't eat all day. like, he cannot eat at all on Thursday. And, like, I know that's how surgery works, but, like, at least if you're in the hospital, they can control you. And again, we can try to be like, hey, remember you have surgery? He's like, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna need to clean this up and reinforce that black, but it's fine. Everything's fine. It's freaking fine. But I think I'm gonna get some of the deeper colors down and then blend out a little with the lighter ones. Also, I have blue fallout everywhere. So next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of velvet because that's the next green and next color in the palette. So we're just gonna lay this over. Oh, I completely forgot to mention it. And like, obviously it's not good to be celebrating this because like, it's not great news. However, she was evil and awful and no one liked her. So it's fine. So my downstairs neighbor, former, she had a stroke at the end of August. She officially moved out in October. Like the Tuesday after my dog died, October. And her sister was being so petty that she was like throwing uncooked pasta down the driveway, and sister-in-law was throwing uncooked pasta along the driveway and our steps. I get home the other night and, you know, whatever, talk about whatever. My father goes outside and comes back and he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you when you got home. He's like, former downstairs neighbor died. I'm like, what do you want me to react to this? I'm like, none of us liked her because she was the most inconsiderate neighbor ever. She didn't like me because I asked her to break down her cat litter box. She screamed at all hours of the night at said cat. And when she was having her stroke, we didn't originally acknowledge it because she was just making a shit ton of noise downstairs. She does weird things at weird hours of the day, so we didn't think of anything until she started like yelling, and we're like, lady, I'm like, what do you want me? I'm like, why do we need to be updated on this? Why did her sister-in-law feel the need to let, I'm assuming my grandfather, know? Because they are kind of down the street neighbors. Kind of, but not really. I'm like, why would we want to know? We have someone moved in. We're never seeing this lady again anyways. Sucks to suck. Like, again, yes, it's awful, but why do we need to know these things? Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of yellow, so I'm going to go in with the shade Serpula, I think. I should really go in with the red on the inner corner so I can make sure I have enough space. But I think I'll be fine. I will be fine. I'll make sure I'm fine. So, just do a little bit of that. I love this mustard shade. Like, I do honestly love myself a good mustard. I'd never, like, wear it as a color, but, like, it's a good shade. I like it. And I'm also 100% going to need to go in with these shadows just to, like, reinforce everything and get a proper... But, like, right now I just want colors down. But it's fine. Everything's freaking fine. Just gonna pat. Make sure to get that a little overlapping with the green so it can start to blend itself a little. Again. And I am going to go in with the shade Marrow. I know I'm skipping to like the reddish part, but I just want to get that in the inner corner so I know that I'll have enough space between the two colors. See? This is exactly why I did that. And it's fine. I can just overlap. Also, I know this isn't like a proper red, which again, none of these colors are like proper traditional rainbow colors, which is why I wanted them, because they look so nice. So nice. Thought I lost the brush I was looking for, except it was just in my lap. Duh. And next I'm going to go in with the shade Spora, and then I'm going to marry the Marrow and Serpula shade. But, yeah. Also, I know he's moving in. I know I cannot be upset with him because he is moving in. But I want the downstairs dude to finish his nonsense. Because, again, he's been doing it at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, dude, you're shaking the entire house. I know you have things to do, things to move in. However, keep in mind that other people live here. And we run on opposite schedules of each other. Because again, he doesn't night shift stuffs. So, and then very carefully I'm going to start to blend this up and out a little. Because I do have I'm gonna blend out with the lighter shades a little. So to blend out the red, I'm gonna go in with the shade, oh god, Acrimonium? This very pale pink. Again, not going too pigmented with the colors I'm blending out with because I don't want, ooh, that's basically white. And if that's basically white on me, girl. But it's fine, everything's fine. I can always go back in with the original color and redo it. Damn. I did not realize how, again, it's obviously a pale pink. Didn't think it was going to be that pale. That's like, actually, if I can get if this is magnetic and I get a little thing, that would be like the perfect Brandon powder color for me. Again, use anything but the Brandon powder challenge. That was the Spora brush. It's fine, everything's fine, it's freaking fine. It is, because I didn't go in with enough for it to actually be that noticeable. So, oops. Also, I'm going to kind of use this to blend out the Spora shade too, since it's just so light it can double for both. And there's not really a lighter orange shade than that, like, pale peach. So I'm just going to blend those two colors out with the same one. Yay! Yay! I have brunch on Sunday with my friend, so yay. I'm going in with the shade Asper, so I can blend out that yellow, and honestly I might do some of the green with it too. But no, I have brunch on Sunday. We're doing it as a early birthday, late Christmas thing, because my friend's birthday is January 25th, and we haven't seen each other since before Christmas, so two birds, one stone. I did finish wrapping their gifts today because of the last one came in. They've been on a black-capped chickadee hyperfixation lately, which not that surprising. They love birds in general, but it's usually just pigeons. We've upgraded to black-capped chickadees, which is funny because it's the same bird. And same brush. I had to make sure I didn't hit a shadow. I'm going to go in with the shade Derma. Oh, I should figure out if I want something on the bottom. And I'm going to use that to blend out the green a little. Just a little. But they already know. I sent them a picture of it. We just happened to have leftover black cap chickadee wrapping paper, which I didn't even know we had until I was looking for Christmas paper that, you know, a couple weeks ago when I was wrapping gifts. Wild, I know. So I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, this is the perfect. So I sent it to them. They're like, oh my god. So I finished wrapping because their last gift came in today. It's a gift that can't really be wrapped, but I did anyways because the more chickadee paper, the better. And then with a very light hand, because this brush is too big for what I want, I'm going to go in with the shade Damp. Not light, controlled hand. I'm going to go in with the shade Damp to blend out up here. Yeah. Yeah. I might need to blend out with a big brush in the front just to get it totally. But this is totally coming out the way I want it to. I don't know if I want to do the same thing on the bottom lash or just kind of keep it lined with black. I do not know. Clean brush, I'm just going to do a little, because that's where it was looking the roughest, I'm going to be honest here. And do a little on the inner corner. There we go. Jesus, I have so many brushes. Doodah, doodah. There's my little blue brush. Doodah, doodah. Just do a little, one last huzzah with that color. Make sure I get everything I need to. And then I'm gonna start to reline with the humid shade from before, which again is just black. So I'm gonna do. They're not totally unnoticeable wing, but I just need a little. I want a little something, you know? I am gonna carefully push it up a little further than before. really get that, like, grungy, smoky kind of thing going. It's so dangerous to do this while talking because my eyes twitch so much. And then I'm also gonna take the other side of this brush and just start to smoke it out a little. There we go. And same thing with the bottom. This is in my waterline now, and that's not ideal, but it's fine, everything's fine. And then another flat edge brush, I'm actually going to take the shade Oxygen and then just pack that in my brow bone so there's a little bit of a pop, because I don't know if I want to do a highlighter there, but I want it to be a little, I want there to be something, like, and like it's very gray today. I mean, it's winter, it's always kind of gray. But like the dark, slightly sad rainbow definitely goes hand in hand with today's weather. Which is really funny because it's supposed to be pretty warm for the rest of the week. Like, I think tomorrow is going to be the coldest day at 34 degrees. And then the rest of the week is low to high 40s. You know, New England. January. You know, global warming, it's not real. Why would you say that? So I'm going to make sure to clean this up with little Q-tips. But I'm going to put on some lashes and I will be back in a minute. Hi, I'm back with some lashes on. I did very little dilly-dallying. And I did, in fact, clean up my eyeshadow. I think I'm just going to leave the black underline. And not try to redo the bottom. Like the top with the bottom. Bottom with the top colors. Words. So let's get on to the base. So I'm first going to go in with the e.l.f. Cosmetics Holy Hydration Thirst Brush Drops. Like always, this isn't me going, oh my god, e.l.f. is the best, go buy e.l.f. As, again, like always, I've owned this already. I'm going to continue to use it. Because I'm poor. Contrary to popular belief, I do in fact not make a lot of money. So, and speaking of mirror, I might have bought the new Huda Beauty powder. I need to wash my hair tonight anyways, it's fine. Like, it's a mistake. I don't use pressed powders all that much, but I love my Easy Bake. But my fragrance-free one is very expired, and the pressed one is supposedly fragrance-free, which is good because I hate the smell of the Easy Bake powder. I know people love it. I don't like very strong fragrances in my products, so it's a bit of an issue for me. So I'm hoping that even though it's not a loose one, I will still find use for it. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just getting the product out of my eyebrows because I went a little too, like, it was in there, so that's kind of gross, not gonna lie. But definitely let this dry down a little. I also got a face mask with my order because I can. I really like the darker ones, especially the Ceramide Milk ones. Those ones, the yellow ones, 10 out of 10. They're my favorite, especially in the winter when I'm so dry and my skin just soaks everything up. Next, I'm going to go in with the tiniest bit of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Main Squeeze. Just a little, just to bring a little color into my face, especially because I'm going in with technically a tinted moisturizer. So even though this doesn't give like coverage, I still want there to be a little illusion, if you will. Make sure to get it blended on my nose because I've had a very bad habit of not blending my skincare or foundation all the way recently and not realizing until I was on the next step and going, damn. So, because I was watching myself do it in the mirror, the camera, and not the actual mirror, so I've lied to myself. I've betrayed myself. I also really need to pee. So on a little palette, I'm actually going to take the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint in the shade 3. This is a little dark for me, but it's fine. This is probably more than I need because I always forget how much coverage it actually has, but I'm mixing something with it. I used these in my last video. These are from this brand called Temptu. This is the Perfect Canvas Color Corrector in the shade green. This is technically supposed to go in an airbrush for makeup, but somebody I follow on Instagram was using this to make it her base products a little more olive friendly. And besides the fact that this is not a neutral shade at all, I'm a little olive, so I feel like putting a little bit of it is gonna help. I'm also gonna mix this with the brush because I did it with my fingers yesterday and that was just gross. So I'm gonna do my best to get this fully mixed in. I feel like that didn't do anything. Like, it's not an obviously olive shade, but it's definitely a little more neutralized at least. Because again, for that being a neutral shade, it was, I mean, besides the fact that it was a little too dark, it was a very orange shade. So again, while this isn't totally green, it won't make me look totally stupid either. And in the long run, isn't that just really what I want? A semi-decent shade match. Again, I'm fine with it if it's a little darker and a little, like, the tiniest bit too, like, peachy for me, because that just brings a little life into my face, because again, I'm very pale. But this is a definitely better shade match than it usually is. And I did mix it just with the denser side of my Makeup by Mara brush. And again, I just, every time I go in with this, I always use the wrong amount. Like, I always use way too much. So this way it also hopefully works a little better. See? Muy buen, muy buen. But no, I have brunch on Sunday. We're going to this place called Cafe Luna. Well, by the time this video goes up, we will have been to brunch. This place called Cafe Luna in Cambridge. I'm gonna be honest, I did DoorDash from there when we originally made the plans, because I'm like, right now in time, I want a smoked duck BOT. I've been on a duck kick lately. I know. Make no money, and then I go, ooh, duck. I can't help my bougie taste sometimes. But it was the best BOT I've had in my life. And, like, just imagine how good it would be when it's, like, actual BOT season. Not BOT season, but, like, tomato season. Because, you know, January in New England is not tomato season. So, but, like, their duck was so good. But I feel like I might get sweet again, which is funny, because when we went to Salem, I got sweet. But they also have a churro French toast, so I might be going with that. We'll see. Obviously, I will update you. Hopefully do my makeup when I get home. Oh no, I can't even do my makeup when I get home because the Golden Globes are that night. So we have brunch at like 1:50. Ooh. Sorry, I clenched my teeth weird. Now it really hurts. So like if I get home at like 5 o'clock, I'll have like 2 hours to do my makeup and then be like, oh, I've got to run. I've got to watch the Golden Globes. And then next I'm gonna go in with the Kulfi Main Match Concealer in the shade Fudge Notch. I both love this concealer, and I love, and now it's on my pants, and love the shade of this. This is a very neutral, almost like neutral olive concealer. So, like, look at her. I'm not gonna put it on my neck because I don't want to deal with that, but you get the point. And then I'm gonna go in with a denser brush to blend this out than I usually would. This is just my BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506 brush, just because the coverage of this foundation is a little lighter, so that way I can keep the coverage from this concealer as if I were to go in with like a fluffier brush. Because dense brushes will keep your pigment in coverage the way it is, opposed to thinning and like not fluffing it out, but like, you know what I mean. I may also need to go in with a beauty blender because I feel like this is feeling sticky right now, and I know that's a very odd thing, but I know what I mean. And if you were blending the brush out of my face, you would also know what I mean. I know that's a very weird thing to say, but like, you have to feel it to know it. And just a quick pounce over. Very quick. See, it still shows some of my natural skin. Because again, I don't have perfect skin. So it's Next, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon in the shade Luminous Taupe. I'm going to take this just onto a brush. It's funny, someone in my comments once, like on TikTok, was like, oh my god, they're like, how do you get your base so perfect? They're like, I'm like, I am wearing so much makeup. They're like, it looks so light and flawless and pretty. I'm like, and that is my favorite thing, is when people are like, oh my god, this makeup looks so good, why can mine never? Honestly, you're never wearing enough makeup as your inspo pictures are. Like, again, this is a full face, and it will look like a full face in the end. But also at the same time, because there's so much together that just kind of marries, and it will look seamless. Like, even celebrities who look like they have perfect skin, there's always a shit ton of makeup over it. Whether it's a correcting thing, like color correcting thing, or even just a tinted moisturizer or foundation, there is more makeup than you think there is. That's also what I find funny about men, because unless you're wearing eyeliner and sparkly eyeshadow, they think neutrals are a natural makeup look. And it's not. Like, the people who are like the guys who are like, oh my god, why can't you do your makeup like Kim Kardashian? She does it so natural. Like, girl, let's be real with each other here. It's not. Even her light makeup pictures are still with a ton of makeup, which is fine. It's just, moral of the story, men don't know what makeup looks like, and if your makeup isn't turning out like inspo pictures, it's because you're not wearing enough. Next, I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics Hybrid Blush in the shade Petal. It's really funny because I was going to go in with Ladybug, which is red, and red will blend out to pink, because that's just how... I don't know why I tapped this. This acts like a cream. But red will blend out to like a very, like, bright, true-toned pink. But also, since it's such a bright pink, it would take away from the eyes. So I'm like, I'll just go in with Petal, because that's a nice, more neutral pink. And this is right what I want. That's not, those aren't how words work. But I do want to get back into like a proper nose blush. Oh, I didn't put any contour on my nose, I think. So I'm just going to use whatever's left on the brush and just do a little, and then that way that can also kind of help blend the pinkin. But I also have Below Deck to watch tonight. Listen, that is my one guilty pleasure TV-wise. Like, Malcolm in the Middle? Sure. I'm not ashamed of that. That's good. Like, I watch that when I eat. Like, if I'm by myself and I'm eating lunch, that's what I will watch. It's not what I watch at, like, night. That would be more like Bones, or even sometimes The Nanny. I will also not apologize for The Nanny. But Below Deck is, one of those shows that I will only watch late at night when I'm about to fall asleep. So, and then I'm just going to go back in with whatever's left on my concealer brush and just do a little, Hello? You are? Thank you so much too. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. Why can't you be too ceremonious? Sorry, I signed up for a research study thing. I always do. The last few that I've applied to have always been on Mondays or Tuesdays, and they didn't say anything about it in their post, like their thing, but I work on Fridays, especially because it's the 23rd that they were looking for. Like, it is the 6th. So that's still 2 weeks away, but a lot of places have schedules up by then. Or you know what your schedule looks like by then. So, c'est la vie. And then next, I'm gonna go with the NYX Professional Makeup Buttermelt blush in the shade Butter Together. I just want to bring a little more pink back into this. Yeah, I do love a good pink blush, what can I say? And like, I know this is like more of a neutral pink blush than like a pink blush, but like I still like it. And it's funny because I would never wear the powder blush by itself, because it's just like, not that there's no pigment, but like it's so luminous by itself that's just weird. But as a blush topper, say less. And then I'm gonna go in with the Kaleidos Space Age highlighter in the shade Star Surfer. I also love this over a pink blush. This looks more pink over a peach blush, which I found out a few weeks ago. So I just find that a little funny. But do a little, yeah. I feel like I mentioned it in my last video, but my company was like, oh my god, we're gonna do a free cookie with a purchase if it is under 26 degrees. It was supposed to be for this entire week, but basically every day after today is 34 degrees or more, because back to my brunch plans. So they sent a thing, they're like, oh, because of a freak warm, you know, weather thing, we're gonna do it until the end of the month. I'm like, dude. I'm like, so it's supposed to be until middle of January, so now it's just gonna be 3 weeks instead of just 1. Like, girl. But next I'm gonna go in with the Rhode Peptide Lip Shape in the shade Twist. I think this is like the taupe-ish one. I just want something kind of little, not messy, but like not totally polished. So this is the perfect kind of thing. This is better to line my bottom lip with than the top. But it's fine, everything's fine. But thankfully my manager isn't scheduled to be with me any day besides Saturday, so I can actually sit and like edit over the week. Give me a minute. Alright, I'm back. I fixed my lips. I couldn't. Something about it just was not going well. But I'm gonna go in with the Kaja Juicy Glass lip balm in the shade Watermelon Cooler. It's very pink. So oh, getting a little something to tie in with the blush. It also does in fact smell like watermelon, so shout out. Sorry, I can't tell if I want another gloss on top of this or not. And then this is from Buxom. This is the Plump Shot Collagen Peptide Infused Lip Serum in the shade Filler, which is just clear. So, I'm just going to do a little. Because I didn't want to put too much of the Kaja balm on and have it be like neon. But I did want a little more pink than, not pink, a little more hydration than just that, so. But I need to go and fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, the eyes look nice. I just feel like something's not right. And I feel like it might be the lips. I feel like something's just not right here. But I don't hate it. My bangs are sitting correctly because I did trim them again last night. So they aren't doing their weird, slightly overgrown, forming weird thing. But yeah, like I said, I really don't hate the eyes. I think they look nice. I feel like something's off here. I'm gonna be so honest. But like I said, this is the finished look. Ideally, I would have loved to get, this to be the second look of the day, but it's 4:35. I mean, if I take this off, if I finish everything, take this off immediately, I can do another look. No one's saying I can't start another look at 5 o'clock. I'm just saying.